What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to look at both the SRAM Transmission XXSL and compare it to the SRAM XX, the weight differences and everything. Let's go ahead and open them up. Okay, we have both group sets open now. You can see them on the floor here. On the left-hand side, we have the XXSL group, which is the cross-country riders group set. On the right, we have the XX, which is more of like lightweight all-mountain, I guess you would say. It's interesting that SRAM has done this because XX used to be the high-end. Now they've added XXSL. So now they go XXSL, XX, XO, and then GX. So it's very interesting that they've changed, or they added another element to their group sets. What we'll do in this video, we're going to talk about just really the differences between both of these group sets so you can understand what you're getting. My understanding right off the bat is the XXSL group is roughly about 80 grams lighter, and we'll talk about where that weight is saved compared to the XX group. Go to the rear derailleur first. So you can see here, this is the XXSL. My understanding is they are very, very similar. You have a little more cutout on the SL version here below, right in this area here compared to that. You look at the back of it, you can see here that the SL uses a carbon plate here. So that's where they save some weight on the rear derailleur, really is mainly on this carbon plate. So that's 424 right there for the SL. The XX is 444. All right, so 20 grams heavier with the metal cage. The next thing is the chain. These chains, they both have 126 links here, so we just, we're going to throw them on the scale with the box just to get an idea of the difference in the weight savings. 312 for that, and then the XX is 322. So 10 grams difference in the chain there, not much at all. All right, next thing is the cassette. We're going to go ahead and go to the cassettes here. So you can see here, they both, if you look at them, they look the same. I mean, they don't look like there's any difference here. The only way you can really tell when you're looking at it is the SL just says SL right here, where the XX doesn't say anything about that. It just has an eagle on it. So we'll do the SL first, see what the weight is with this one. It is 347. The XX weight is 380. All right, so you're looking 33 grams there, somewhere in there. So if I'm doing my math off the top of my head. So, you can see some weight saved right there. Now, based on my measurements, by the way, the pods, the shifter pods, identical, same weight. So that's going to be the same. Obviously, the battery is the same weight. It uses the same battery there. Really, the only component next that you could save weight with is the crankset. Now, this crankset on the XX group is the power meter spindle. So you can see it right here. If I pull it off, you can see it has the power meter spindle here. So this is going to be heavier than the XXSL because this has no power meter. So I did a little digging online to see, the weights compared, try to get comparable weights. Essentially, they use the same crankset. All right. Now the SL does say SL on the logo right here. This one does not. It just says XX. These little bash guards here that you can see, all right, they're just screwed onto the chain rings. Those add about 80 grams. So if you're not worried about, bashing your rings against things, you can take this off and it removes 80 grams, okay? Now, when I mentioned that 80 gram difference at the beginning, that's with these removed, okay? So essentially this is gonna be like 160 grams heavier, roughly, if you run the bash guards versus the non-bash guards, okay? So, but the crank arms themselves are gonna be the same, all right? And what I'll do is I will actually throw the drive side with the chain rings removed onto the scale to give you an idea to see if they are the same. Okay, so we have the drive side crank off removed, no bolts on them or anything. So that way we can kind of get a apples to apples comparison here. All right, turn our scale on. XX, let's see here, 171, 172. We'll do the SL again. That's 154. So the SL is a lighter crankset. Okay, so I stand corrected. The SL was about 15 grams lighter than the XX on the drive side. Now, when I go to online to look at pictures of other people's weighing these things, actually R2, which is an online retailer out of Germany, they weigh basically everything they sell. If you look at their comparison, if you remove the bash guards from the XX group set, the XX crank is about 10 grams heavier, crankset's heavier. So I think it's actually all on this one side, the drive side crank arm. So yes, this one is heavier, but it's only about 10-15 grams heavier on the crankset. All right, guys, so I hope you found this beneficial. Just a quick overview of the two different group sets that's offered by Sram. Not much difference at all between both of them. And hopefully this helps you make a decision as far as if you want to pick one of these group sets. The price difference is about $200. This XXSL group set right over here is about to go on a specialized Epic 8 S-Works. And I'm going to do a video on building that bike up, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video and many others coming in the future. Thank you again for watching. Have a great day.